All right, everyone, welcome in. Oh boy, what just happened? Huh. Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm just going crazy. I thought I had a little interruption there. But welcome in, everyone. This is a little Sunday night stream. Probably get a couple good hours in before I have to go to bed and take my yummy muscle relaxers for my back. So let's get started. Hey, I got a little surprise for everyone. Here, let's go ahead and whammo! We actually have Firehair. Firehair, you new? I don't recognize your name here. Okay, yeah. Normally Twitch tells you it's like, hey, he's a first-time chatter, but oh no. Okay, you were in the pre-show and I just didn't catch it. See, like that. See, like there's like a little first-time chat bubble for Benzo. Hey, Benzo. Fire, you must have been a previous stream and I just like it totally blotted from mine. Normally I'm decent about remembering, you know, peoples and what have you. Anyway, now we're in 16.9. We have entered the modern era. I figured the 4-3 format was starting to get a little bit old when you guys started to watch me, you know, do blunder stuff and having bits of the screen cut off. So, you know, I just decided to join everyone else in the year 2010. Yeah, well, Knight, we could talk about that. We might have something. I mean, to be real though, that was kind of Bastard Baroque before I got scooped on it, and also Baroque kind of sucked anyway. But if you're interested in actual collab, I'm kind of down, unironically. Yeah. Anyway, so now you can see my screen. You can see my code, and the chat is only really overlapping stuff that no one really cares about anyway. Let me see if I can't. Yeah, just right about there, yeah? Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna miss that. I think, I hope. Yeah, anyway, so today's a choose your own adventure. We can do one of two things. And I haven't really described the game yet. The game is like a remastering of GalaXmas in 3D. So imagine like Star Fox 64 but Christmas. And a lot fewer features than you're probably expecting. But like you know, the kind of the basic format of like, you know, corridor, shooting gallery, airplane type deal. I mean, Panzer Dragoon, like Panzer Dragoon at Christmas. How about that? But also with many fewer features. So we could do one of two things. We could do some programming to get the cursor on the screen and get a little bit of follow going on, and that's one option. The other option is I still need to make 2 more enemy blender sprites, or not sprites, models. So we can go through the process of modeling at least one enemy 3D thing and get it exported into Saturn. So you guys discuss among yourselves what you want to see more, Blender or C++. And in the meantime, I also want to go ahead and give a quick plug to this GoFundMe here. So Magic Knight Fredrickson is, geez, really? Privacy? Yeah, whatever. Privacy's dead now. Magic Knight Fredrickson is fighting stage 4 cancer. He's a member of the Shiro community. He's a member of the Emerald Nova Discord. I hesitate to call it a community, even though there's a good handful of people on there. And you know, he's always been a friend of Saturn homebrew development. You know, a very active fan, always very supportive, and very present in the community. And we just like kind of, you know, it's not like you know, he's Canadian, so we're not talking about like, you know, paying for a new MRI machine or something like that. We're just talking about like helping to support the family with like, you know, bills while he's you know, held up. So if you want to go ahead and give that a looky-loo. I'll go ahead and post this. Oh, geez. Okay, no, sorry. Over here, post this up in chat. And for some reason, my chat bot is not like spamming you guys with it every 15 minutes. But you know, just to let you know, that's the link. And when this goes up on YouTube, I'll post that link there as well. Is audio not happening for you? Can no one else hear me? Knight, I think it might be a you problem. Did you mute me? Are you muting on the Twitch? I mean, I know I have to mute the Twitch browser window because otherwise you guys get doubled up audio. Ha! Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I would like you guys to help, support Magic Knight Frederickson. He's a great guy, and actually, I'll actually show you. I'm doing face capture for him for the Saturn model, so he is our Santa for this game. So let me go ahead and pull up. So you see this is a walking, well, not walking yet, but it can be walking, rigged 3D model that I slapped together with a little bit of cheating in terms of how to put it together for the Saturn. Largely quad based, and only 154 faces or so, which is pretty decent for a humanoid model in the Saturn. Yeah. Right. So anyway, if you actually want to see the sleigh model, because the sleigh model is what's actually making in the game, maybe. What I should actually show you, and you guys give me some opinions if you guys want to see Blender or code, because I'm just going over what's already kind of like worked on so far, and then I want to show you guys the high def Saturn or Santa. No, not you. Oh jeez. Save. Santa. It's just straight up Santa, right? Oh, okay, no. Santa HR. Okay, so that's the low res model. No, he always keeps doing that. There we go. So we got low res Santa, but let's switch over to high res Santa. So this is what I actually started with, and if you actually want to dig into it, it's kind of disgusting how many. Look, 3,500 faces, and that's not triangulated. That's quadrature. So it's already unoptimized, or optimized in that regard. Code, okay. I mean, Robotnik and Santa should have similar builds, right? Like they should be essentially highly optimized aerodynamic containers for milk and cookies, with a little bit of I/O up top, and just some basic interactability via hands for holding coal and or presents. But yeah. So anyway, if we're doing code tonight, let's do some code tonight. Let's see. Let's see. And just, as a reminder, the GoFundMe's still up there. And if for some reason Streamlabs doesn't want to play nice with the chatbot thing, I will plug it again before the night's over. Let's go ahead and clean and rebuild the game so far, just to show you, because it did take a little bit of effort for me to, anytime you're working in 3D versus 2D, it multiplies dev time by like an order of magnitude or so. Like the first GalaXmas took me like one night to make. So we have kind of like, kind of a trailing thing. So right now I'm directly controlling the Santa. What I really want to do is be able to control a cursor, which then the Santa guides itself toward. And then I'm going to have to, like, whatchamacallit, refactor the code almost immediately to make it, like, less ugly. But right now we're just kind of, like, slapping things on just to get things to work. So, like, right now, I'll show you the entity setup. And you should... if you're an SRL, and I highly recommend SRL if you've gotten a little bit of practice in Joe, you should start taking advantage of object-oriented programming, because like that's like a logical method of thinking about stuff for Saturn. So Night, it's a little bit unavoidable. I mean, what I can do is I could go into SRL and I could try to start looking for FOV settings. But I forgot exactly how to change the field of view in SGL. And in fact, I might have to dig into SGL documentation itself to do so. Let me see if I have Antime's Saturn docs up. There we go. It's the first option. SGL. Right. And if we just pull up FOV, jeez, it's not in there? SL perspective. Okay, this should be the FOV. Right. So the perspective angle is 60. Let's see. Because let's see. So I already have a set Z display level, pretty much. Yeah. So the depth display is just where the frustum cull is happening. So yeah, the forward boundary surface in air. Let me just zoom in a little bit for you guys. So we got the forward boundary surface. This is what the set Z display is, and it goes from 0 to 7, and 7 is as close as possible. And that just kind of gets rid of the pop out that happens, and you trade out that pop out for warping, unfortunately. Now, it's not saying if it's a half field of view or full field of view, but let me see if perspective brings up any hits on SRL. Perspective. Really? No. Okay, what about display level? Actually, what's the... There. And if these functions are anywhere, they're probably going to be next to each other. So in Scene 3D, let's see if we can't mitigate some of that warping. It's a full width FOV. How do you have a full width of 10? Okay, so 160, I get it. So that makes some sense. I would think it would be like 179 would be your upper limit, or 178 if you want to make it even. But 10, like it allows for 10? What does that even mean to have a 10 degree, like, it's like a soda straw type deal? I guess. Oh, wow. I hate this so much. What is this? How do I get rid of it? Oh. Okay, yeah, I get that part. Project to screen. I'm going to be using that later. Set depth display. So that's set perspective. Set the angle of perspective projection. But that's full width field of view. Is that vertical or horizontal? That's X, so it's horizontal. So if I want a vertical field of view of... Wait, why? Are they tricking me? Because you look in the Z direction by default, right? Like, is this wrong? Anyway, we'll figure it out. So, 4-3, right? So let's just say if I wanted a full field of view of 90, which is like kind of normal for this time period. So 90 times 4 divided by 3, or horizontal. So 120. So let's set it to 120. Perspective. What is it? Yeah, there we go. And they copied the same exact picture. I actually don't know how they did this in the documentation, because the documentation is self-generating from SRL, isn't it? Well, like when you're in SGL by default, you're looking in the plus Z direction, and Y is the downward direction, and X is in the right direction. Or is it Z? No. Y is down, X is right. So, you do the curl. You should be looking Z forward. Z plus forward. Because otherwise, if Y is up, that's what would make Z minus forward. Then again, let me let's just play with this first. Well, I'm not using namespaces, so I should copy the whole thing. And then, no, not you. In fact, why do we have you open anymore? There we go. Let's see if this addresses the warping. And then we can play with this. Now, I can't really eyeball whether or not we're talking about vertical or horizontal field of view. Yeah, 7 plus should be forward, or sorry, Z plus should be forward. 7 Shades' name got mixed up in my head. Hey, welcome to Stream 7. Actually, if you want to join in on chat, if any of you guys want to join on the chat, on the Discord, the stream chat is open. There we go. So, let's see. So by default, I want to do vertical 90. So I'm assuming it's horizontal. Let me just double check because I'm illiterate. Set the angle perspective projection. X and Y. Again, we like by default, Z plus should be it. So this is like we're trying to figure out what they mean by X. So X, I think always to everyone means horizontal. So if we're setting the horizontal field of view, we do need to do the 4:3 conversion. So the 4 times that divided by 3, or just times 4/3, so we can not worry about it. And if I multiply a float on the right by integers and divide, well, I should probably divide by float. Floats are done at compile time, that's why it's okay. But never use floats at in runtime because Saturn. Yeah. So we'll do the 4:3 conversion over there. Let's try that. I'll debug, and that'll unless this is the default value, which should change where the Santa clips off screen because the Santa clipping off screen is done off of Cartesian coordinates. There we go. So the warping is not as bad. It's a little bad. It's pretty bad because like Santa's veering all the way to the right and you can still see inside the sled. This is some. It's also probably a function of the fact that I'm so far forward. Like I'm heading all the way down because I'm near the bottom. I'm not really down. All right, let's do a couple things. Let's set Santa off by a little bit further. He's 25 up, but where is? I want Santa to stay at 0, so actually I need to move the camera. Where do I put the camera? I have the camera offset backwards by 50. Let's do it by 100. And also let's give Santa a little bit more leeway to pull around in, and then we'll fix it in post. I need to reinterpret what I meant by this. Oh, no. That's actually perfect. I need to keep that there. That angle is the angle at which Santa can veer off. So he can go 25 degrees or 35 degrees in the given direction. Oh, wow, that is very far away. And he can't go anywhere. Okay, he can go left and right. He can't go up and down. Did I put... Is there a sign error in my negative limit? I think there is. It's a... Because there's a couple factors here. One is we have to play with the distance to reduce the warping. And two is we have to play with the angle to play with the angular size of Santa on screen. But after the two play into each other, so you know, one's a trade-off of the other. So we want Santa to actually appear like he's in the direction that he should be heading in. There we go. I mean, that Santa feels really small, so I feel like the camera distance is a little bit too far. But then the perspective, it could be... Get up there. Get up. Like, that warping is so severe, I can't even tell if Santa's going up or not. I mean, adding the cursor in will fix that. But, here, this is Santa veering all the way to the right. And you can't tell because on the right side of the screen, that projection is, like, really screwing with it. And part of it is probably, like, the very naive way that Saturn does a projection. I believe it's just 1 over Z. And, you know, there's a little bit of a fisheye lens aspect to doing something like that. Wow, that is rough. He's veering all the way to the left. Okay, so this is veering all the way right and the left. So you can't really tell. Like, after a certain point, I just want an orthographic, although that would be terrible too, just to fix this. So what we can do is we can reduce the field of view by a significant portion. And also, let's bring the camera in a little bit closer. Let's do 75. But then let's really zoom in on the field of view. Let's do half of that. Let's do 45. I can't tell if this this text size is not great for you guys. I don't know if I can. How do I increase text? Oh, control equals, not control plus. Okay. Oh wow, it just. I mean, this is probably fine, and I'll back this off over to here. Okay. So the angular size should have increased by a lot. Okay, that's like comically big, but you know, we can play with that. How did Sonic Forces make it into the playlist? Yeah, we're getting rid of that one. That's not staying. There we go. Huge change in quality. Okay. Now, there's two things about this. One is that the warping is better. Right? You can tell when Santa is facing left or right. A little bit better. Down still looks like it's down, even in the middle of the screen. Up looks like it's up. Down looks like it's down. And it's a little large in terms of, like, this Santa is also your hitbox, right? Like, so if you're trying to avoid stuff, you need to be able to avoid stuff. But it's probably fine. Let's see. Where's the approximate, like, where do I need to put? Minus 30 and 30. And then from the bottom, let's call it 0 to 0 to 45, maybe? I'll give him 50. I'll give the player 50 and go a little bit off screen. But, I mean, where's the safe zone on this? 50, I think, will still keep part of the thing in the safe zone for the CRT. 30. 0 to 50. All right. Let's load in the cursor sprite as well while we're here. Cursor.tga, lock.tga. Okay. So, where are we doing our load assets? I think we can get rid of some of these comments now. Yeah. And, sprites. And I'm just gonna plagiarize some sample code from, some other stuff. Okay. No, not there. There. Alright. Cursor. I feel like I'm talking like, yeah, I can't say cursor normal when I'm reading it. Like, I say cursor like I'm Alan from Smiling Friends. I mean, the music's already pretty low, but let's see what I can do. Where is... Actually... I got my little sound mixer here, don't I? Okay, 10% off of 6.6. That's, complicated, isn't it? Oh, no, it's not 6.6, it's 15. Oh. Jeez. 15. Is that... If that's in decibels, then 18 is like half of 15. Let me see. Let me see if I can just do minus 16. I assume it's in decibels. Let's see. Well, I mean, I'm reading on my levels that the music is staying around like minus 25 and below, and I'm talking basically near 0, like minus 10 to 0. I feel like... Okay, well, let me know if that's not good enough, and I'll adjust again. Okay, we got the cursor. Now we gotta draw it. And let's plagiarize some more code from the sample. Points. Ah, jeez. I have to make points now. Okay, how big is the cursor on the screen? Oh, it has a Z position. It exists in 3D space. Let's see. Like, the cutoff... It should be at, like, -1. It should be behind the Santa... In fact, it should be at, like, -50. But I don't want a perspective projection. I want, like, a flat on-screen... Let's see. Because these guys... this is the one that should be in true 3D. But this one... Like if you have nothing but 2D sprites, then doing it on the Z level is fine. Because they'll just, like, sort themselves off of a Z sort. But if you're doing it in real 3D space, you're risking the, like, whatchamacallit. You're risking some perspective distortion. Like, if you put it very far away, it should look smaller if you actually have a... Oh, jeez. Anyway, let's, scene 3D... actually, let's... Where did I take my code from? Sprite? I want an orthographic sprite draw onto the screen. Draw a textured quad. Just the priority, not the... It doesn't distort. Because it is drawing with sprite scene 2D, which is what I hope it means. So the Z should just be priority. Which is weird to me because why is it a double? I mean, I don't think sprite priority works on doubles when the SGL is actually playing with that parameter, but, you know, whatever. It might be fixed. I might be forgetting. Okay. Okay. That makes me feel a lot better. Let's do that. Let's, let's do, cursor. No, not you. We need points. We need vector 3D points, right? I mean, I could just do vector 3D. But actually, I need vector 3D inside of the namespace that I'm using it. So I have vector 3D around here somewhere. I've definitely had, like, position. Oh, that's an entity, right? There we go. There. Now we want the center. And then we're gonna just put it at 0, 0, priority 100. So it's to me, I'm confused about the priority between 3D and 2D draws, but we'll just take a little quack at it. Let's see. Well, we're not using that. Might as well just wipe that out. So we have the draws. Draw. Okay. And we'll just draw this. But the points that they're doing, these are actual points. One location. Oh, this is actual location. So this is geez, now I need to look up how big this thing is. Was it like 64, 64? Yeah. So let's just do minus 32 off of that. Wait, am I using the namespace here? Oh, geez. I feel silly. Could have been doing that the whole time. In fact, I could have been doing this the whole time, too. Okay, let's, the points, let's make them... Actually, let's make 2D. Just do it like that. Okay, and then vector 3D, cursor center, dot x minus 32, cursor center, dot y minus 32. I assume it's working that way. And then let's set priority to 100 for now, and then we'll figure out. Oh, extra. And if it's a dead center on the screen, then I will be able to start moving it around. I don't see it at all. Let's try 500. That's what Ray was using for that draw earlier. Could be for some reason the lower priorities, I don't know why it doesn't start at like 0 or whatever, but a lot of times lower priorities get cut off, and I forget what number they cut off at. But for some reason, like 100 is too low or something. Huh. And I don't know if the mixture between Scene2D and C3D is like Painter's algorithm where the order matters, or to try to sort them somehow. I think by default you'd want the 2D assets on top of 3D, but... Where's the freaking cursor? Okay, when I load my, cursor sprite. Alright. I mean, that wouldn't change anything, that just makes it easier to read. Jeez. Does Scene2D, let's actually do some reading for a little bit. Yeah, let's also change the music. That's a little better. Let's go to scene 2D and see if maybe the starting index is not quite where it should be. I might be drawing it off screen somewhere. Z display levels and FOV settings. Oh boy. Well, that's hard to track. 4 points. 4 points on the screen. This is interesting. And the depth is fixed point. Am I calling it wrong? So that's what's confusing me, is because the draw call that I am plagiarizing. Wait a minute. Yeah, the draw call I'm plagiarizing is only taking one element out of this vector 3D. So it's taking a singular vector 3D. Hey, Haas. Draw a simple sprite. I mean, this is helpful. Okay. Colors paletted. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. These are indexed colored sprites. Do I need to... Yeah, I need to retrieve the palette for this guy, don't I? Like, how do I let's go to the TGA. I forgot I need to get paletted. Actually, there's probably a sample for this somewhere. Yeah. Now my concern is I gave it a paletted TGA to keep the size reasonable. Because this is a 5 kilobyte 64 by 64, because it's 8-bit per pixel. But if I try to like do full color RGB, it'd probably be a lot worse. What we can do, not you, wait, maybe you. Let's go into SRL, let's dig into the samples and see if there's a paletted example somewhere around here. 2D sprite sphere, 3D animation, 3D sprite. Distorted sprite, interact upon sprite, affects sprites. Bitmapped, okay, that's BDP2. Data. So this is also 8-bit per pixel. This should be, I believe. I don't, well, what do you mean stored as palettes? I'm not sure if I follow. Let me compile the sample, run it. It is indexed, so the palette should be packed in with it. So like if I open up a sprite, right? So let me open up a sprite, and then I'll open jeez, where's cursor? My 2D assets. Alright, open this up. Why are there so many? No. This is indexed. Actually, the palette size, for some reason, 256. It shouldn't be. It should be 32. So, but here's like, even still, like, even if the number of colors was incorrect, it is still an indexed sprite. So let me Let me open up the other one. Lock. Why are they adding so many freaking decks? $32. But they were palleted. And if I look in here, it's 8 bits per pixel. It's using 256 colors. I think Sprite is not capable of fewer than 256 colors, despite the fact that we would need that, which is why I should probably gone through GIMP. Because it pads the rest of the colors with black or something like that. But it should be 8 bits per pixel. Now I could cheat and I could use something else, but I would like the ability to use paletted sprites. Because by default, okay, so it's looking like when you load a TGA, SRL automatically makes it a RGB 30, 16-bit essentially pixel. Okay, let's do this for now, right? Let's open. Not you. Oh. Hey, Haas.
Hey. Trying to call you.
Yeah. Okay, so let's... For now, because I don't want to write a palette handler right now, even though, like, they tend to be simple, I don't want to deal with it. So... I'm going to RGB color. I'm going to save that.
Yeah, I'm just catching up. I was just going to say that, like, Sprite does work, but it likes to do 24-bit color, which, if you're not careful with your palettes, that's why it probably wasn't working.
Yeah, and this is like this is one of those offline problems that I go to with Rami or something like that. It's like, hey, can you walk me through how to do this properly? Because it's obnoxious. Anyway, so now in the data, at least, yeah, the sprites just exploded in size.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna do? 32 bits. It'll shrink back down because we got to get down to RGB 15, and we're at 32 bits per pixel. It should go down to 16, or I guess technically 15, but not really. Let's give that a go. Also, out of an abundance of paranoia, I'm going to make sure that the center of the sprite is drawn at a purely positive number. Just because I think I'm drawing from the top left of the screen. And my 0 is... The 0 in my head is different from the 0 that should be on screen.
If you're using SRL, by default, its center is 0.
Oh.
So 0, 0 being in the center of the screen.
Alright, okay. So maybe I was just a little bit paranoid. Why is Santa at 25? Did I put him at 25? Oh, yeah, I guess I did. Let's set, here's the thing. Alright, you know what? I'll just set it at 25, and if by happy accident they overlap correctly, all the better. Although the chances of that is just very, very low. In fact, I know that's not the case because, that we need to do a projection. Cursor center. So when I specify the draw on the draw sprite, is that the top left of the sprite or is that the center of the sprite? I guess I can answer my own question very quickly. All right. Well, 7. Offline, I will attempt to retrieve the paladin stuff, and if so, I'll go back. I also don't like that Sprite automatically converted my smaller palette to a larger one, which is like the opposite of the reason why I bought Aseprite. So I might just go back in GIMP and just manually make the palette what I want it to be. What? Okay. So the center is where it actually draws. It's unintuitive for me compared to what I normally expect sprite draws to look like, but I'll take it. Because that means if you have a grid, you kind of have to... I guess if everything's offset, nothing is, but you kind of expect, like, when you have a grid, to draw the grid, you know, like if you had tile maps or something. Not like tile maps like VDP2 tile maps, like cheating and making VDP1 tile maps like an RPG Maker type deal.
So you can set the center position to be like a different coordinate, like it could be top left, or the middle of the screen, or bottom right.
All right. The other thing I want
so
to...
like,
oh, sorry.
Your like negative coordinates would be like negative 172 would be like the left side of the screen in a certain resolution, and then like negative 120 would be the top of the screen.
Here. What just happened? I can't read. I can't read what just happened. Oh, Shane. For some reason, the subscribe notifications are not following Streamlabs one. I got it working again, but it's just not following Streamlabs settings. But thanks for the Prime. I will fix it later. Let's try cursor update. All right. Where'd the music go? Oh, it's happening. Yeah, I'm abusing the ternaries here a little bit. Let's see. It's not that it's there, it's that it's there in a way that I don't want it to be. It's supposed to be some Sonic crap. Anyway, didn't need to do that. Okay, so let's do some quick maths, right? So, really? All right. Center of the screen. The screen is 320 wide, presumably, by default. I can go back and check, but I don't feel like it. Let's cut that in half. And let's subtract another 32 from that. And so 128 on each side should be where I set my limit.
The left side of your screen would be 160, right?
The left side of the screen would be minus 160, yeah. But then, yeah, with the 32, yeah, so 128. But that's not where we do that. If, Oh, okay. No, this is just dumb. FXP cursor delta is equal to, just give it a 2. 2 for now. If that's not enough, we can make it more.
I don't want to slow down your stream, but one thing I want to point out, and which I don't fully understand, I think when you type a fixed point, FXP, you don't need to do the equals 2.0 in the FXP. You just type 2.
Okay, it's
do
like okay, yeah, it's just kind of like force of habit because, I've had one too many integer accidents, so, just making myself.
Yeah, I have the same problem. I have the FXP conversions all over the place, but you actually don't need to do that.
It is some sort of Christmas game, Shane. It is GalaXmas Regifted. So it is the 3D recreation of GalaXmas. Up, down. That's Y. Y. Okay. Now, I believe positive. Wait. This might work out in my favor because of inverted controls. Hmm. Why do I have the speed version of this song? Where even are you? Alright, let's get rid of those. Get that one. Ah, geez, that's not any good either. Ah, Fubar, you are so annoying. Accordion song? Really? No, that's not staying in the playlist either. Okay, we'll deal with that. Left should be negative. And right should be... Oh, that's why that space was there. Mm-hmm. Alright. Nice and clean. Santa Claus. Alright, and then cursor should also be clipped to... See, I love me my nested ternaries.
I'm not an expert, but when I read about how ternaries work, they end up with like branch prediction issues.
Really?
So basically, like, it doesn't matter for this probably, but if you had like a tight draw loop and using a ternary, it could have performance issues.
You'd think the modern compilers would be, better than that, so to speak.
You'd hope, but I wouldn't count on it necessarily. Basically, if it's a small thing like this, like controller input, probably doesn't matter. But when you have like a core function in your software, maybe you want to look at that a little more.
Okay, let's do a little bit more quick maths. I'm assuming my horizontal or my vertical is 240. 88. Now it could be 222 or 224. I always forget if it's 240 or 224.
I think SRL actually gives you a screen resolution. I don't know what you would call it, but it would be like your resolution divided by half, and you give you the negative and positive value. There's something in there. I'm pretty sure I've seen.
Well, let's go take a little looky-loo. Or
maybe in TV.
Oh, yeah, that would be where you put it, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, it gives you height and width, for sure.
How do I set resolution?
You don't set it, but it gives you the value that it is using.
Right. But I mean, we have all these options. Presumably, somewhere in the initializer function, I should be able to set.
It's hard coded currently.
To what?
320 by 240.
Okay, so that's what I'm assuming right now, so we'll keep it that way. I bet too, I'm always live. What are you talking about? In the make file. Ooh. I guess that would be where I'd put something like that. Now, what's the configuration flag for? Because it's not the default one that I see.
You can only set high resolution or normal.
Oh. Oh, okay, I see.
If you know what you're doing, you can hack it, but it's not officially supported yet.
Well, Shane, that's mostly because I'm like, you guys are on my right screen, and I'm like looking at code, so it's not. I mean, there's definitely a delay because of like broadcast, but also it's because I'm not keeping on top of chat. But I am live, mostly live. I'm live in spirit. Jeez. Okay, let's shove this into my little cleaning up function. If it's less than negative this, then I make it equal to negative this. Or if it's greater than this, I make it equal to this. This is a nice song. I don't remember this level. Oh, Sonic 06, that's why. I never finished that game. I should do it for like Extra Life or something like that as a little torture charity stream take deal. My stream's set up hopefully by the next time Extra Life comes around. Should be ready for that. I really need to learn Emacs or Vim or something like that so I can do this faster. One of these days. After I retire.
Vim is probably only useful if you like punishing yourself.
I mean, once you are done punishing, it's like kung fu, right? Like once you actually get good at it, it's nice to have it.
I'm good enough to open the file, edit it, and close it and save without messing stuff up.
I mean, being able to close Vim or Emacs is already, you know, that's something you put on your resume.
Right.
Right. Up. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to change the Santa routine to follow the cursor. And also, I want to start rotating this thing. Let's add that in, too. I should play Sonic Heroes again. Actually, I need to play like a recreation of Sonic Heroes that makes it like playable. Because Sonic Heroes is aggravating on its own, but the music is fun. What am I doing? I'm adding a rotation to the cursor, so it should be an angle. Right? Cursor, rotate.
There is a SRL math angle.
No, I'm familiar with that part. I just forgot what I was trying to do. So in the draw command, presumably, can I rotate the sprite?
Yes.
Now, which version? There's so many overrides.
You just add it as an argument at the end. I don't remember which position.
Yeah, no, I mean, this might be it. Texture, location, angle, and then it's asking for a few other things. Maybe, okay, I'll give it a go. But it is an angle. That is the, you know. Plus equal angle from degrees. Let's do like 2 degrees per frame, and if that's not good enough, we'll Nah, I want it to be quick. Let's do 5. Probably needs to be faster even. Now, with vector graphics, this would look really nice, but with Saturn's rotation, which might be even skew-based, it's probably going to look like crap. But we'll see. We'll find out. Wow,
5 degrees is probably pretty fast. But we'll see.
Actually, I didn't set the frame rate. We might still be at 60. I need to set it down to 30. Is that another makefile thing? There we go! That looks like a thing, right? I could deal with it going faster. Like, the cursor should be fast, the Santa should be slow. Oh, yeah. Shane linked the Emacs XK CD. Yeah, there's the whole thing. Nano is basically just Notepad, Vim, and then I don't recall Emacs or ED. I don't recall Cat. But where's Emacs? Oh, there it is, all the way at the end. So here's the thing: Emacs and Vim are basically co-equal, depending on who you ask, in terms of like what people would prefer one or the other, but they both have the same kind of functionality. So I think the XKCD guy is revealing his alignment here. With regards to which high-level editor he prefers. But both of them basically just turn your keyboard into an all-purpose like UI thing. One of these days, Microsoft has finally gotten me to the point where I'm just done with Windows. The next time I need to wipe this computer, which who knows when that is, because you know, the RAM prices being what they are, I'm not going to be upgrading any hardware anytime soon. Whenever Windows 10 gets to actual end of life, like no more updates, that's probably when I figure out how to do SteamOS on actual hardware. Yeah, I'm spiritually done with Windows, and I will be actually done with Windows next time I need to wipe this thing. Cursor delta. I mean, there we go. Let's make that quite a bit faster. 88 is not divisible by 3. It is divisible by 4.
Would you be willing to tickle my curiosity?
Sure.
And just not type FXP forward, but 4?
Okay, I mean, it needs to be 4.0.
Work.
Oh, it'll work. Because it'll fix it at compile time. It's just, you know,
I think so.
Anal retentive about it. No, because I had some long talks with Danny about how fixed points should be treated in Saturn. So essentially, you know, it is our version of the float, so we need to have it as functional as a float would be in like a normal computer program. There we go.
I think it works either way, whether you type the explicit FXP or you don't.
So right now, this is visually giving the effect that I want, but it is not in reality doing the thing that I thought I would want it to do. So what we can do now is, and I talked to Ray about this a little while ago, projection. So let's do scene 2D. We're going to take the Santa coordinate. We're actually, not 2S, 2D. We're going to take the Santa coordinate in 3D space. Eeny, meeny, miny. Where the heck are you? Am I going crazy? Was it not in here? Was it under scene 3D?
There were some updates to scene 3D just today.
No. This is what I'm looking for. Project to screen. So it takes a 3D point and projects it onto the screen. It's basically to be like a 1/Z conversion, probably. And the return value is a distance that I'm not going to use, so I'll just set that. Wonder if I could call this without having to set the return value. Entity. I don't want to put this as entity because I don't need... Actually, I kind of do. I probably do actually want this. Alright, so we have... Do we have a center? This is my entity class. We have some private stuff and we have some public stuff. Let's see. Velocity update. Probably just press that. The update, though. Actually start commenting. And we'll update screen position. And that should be centered too. Now let's keep it more screen. Let's skip the chaos fight music for now. So, there's animation, and we don't do anything with that yet. Speed. Oh, size. AABB check. Okay, so the position is center bottom. All right. Why do I have two semicolons? So let's do screen position as... Do I need the center for this guy? I don't think so. I think screen position I can just calculate center on the same time. What even is this? What soundtrack did this come from? Because I don't recognize it at all. Looks like PSO episode 3. Let's skip that one. We heard that one. There we go. Sonic Adventure music. Oh, what are you complaining? Vector 2D, Vector 2D. Whoa. Oh. Silly me. Okay, feel better now? Alright. There we go. Okay, so to go from this, like, the position itself needs to be adapted from this to include half the vertical extent. So the vertical extent for us is Y. So we need to subtract half of the collision size down here. There we go. This green. Oh, what now? Okay, would you feel better if I did a dot? Would that help you? No? Okay. Maybe I'm not thinking C++ yet or something like that. You need a pointer? Would you like a pointer, sir? Does this make you feel better? I really ought to have a Screen. So okay, Shane, I'm catching up again because once again I'm kind of half paying attention to comments. Windows has an official end of life was in October, but they are continuing to send out extended updates for security for Windows 10 because end of life was way too early for Windows 10's lifetime. But that too will eventually end. At which point, I will finally wash my hands of the Microsoft environment. Okay.
You don't want their AI stuff?
I actually, so Windows 10, I managed to avoid it. On my laptop, came with Windows 11, but I ran a debloat script, and my goodness, does that help. Like, that debloat PowerShell script, if I find it again, I'll link it somewhere, but, like, it actually, like, legitimately is, you know, it's like one of those, it's what you expect when you go to the downloadmoreram.com and download more RAM. It actually speeds up significantly the computer. It doesn't fix the search, though. You still can't find anything that's on your computer because search is just design broken.
There is a way to hack that, but requires external software.
Oh. See you in a minute, 7. Yeah, I'd rather not have to install external software for like basic features that have existed since Win95.
Right.
Okay. Position. This position, but the position itself. Vector 3D. This. Position.x. I believe .y and .z. But the .y, we want this, we want to subtract out this dot size dot y half, but the size is a positive number. We need to adjust it upwards because we're at the bottom, so we need, wait, so subtraction is good. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah, I think that's correct. Now my constructor, here's my constructor entity. Angle, SP9, does not have size. I probably should add size to that.
This isn't a criticism, but when I see someone do a division on Saturn, I'm like, is that a good idea?
Okay.
Because I always want myself.
So here's the thing. It is a fixed point. I could do this. Now, when I do that and something wrong happens, it's because the shift is not acting in the way I expected. Now, this is some paranoia that carried over from my PHP project, where I'm still working in secret on the side. In that, did you know that in PHP, shifts are all arithmetic shifts, all of them. So if you have any signed entity whatsoever, it will shift that over, even if you want to treat it as a logical shift. If it's like it's hard for me to explain, but like when you've constructed some sort of object that is like not the normal number of bits that you expect, the shifts are absolutely worthless, and you have to like mask stuff in order for it to work. But yeah, but also the compiler should optimize for division by 2. But if not, I'll shift right like this.
Yeah, I guess in this case we trust that Danny did his homework on the operator overloads.
Yeah, that's what gives me pause for immediately going to like in SGL, I use almost exclusively shifts. Like I find excuses to divide by a power of 2 so I can just shift it away. But you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Project a screen. So this is the center position. and then this is position on screen being written, and that is being held in the entity. But my constructor now needs a size, so we're going to do a couple things. First, we're going to go back over, not you, there's Blender. I closed Blender. Let's open Blender. Slay. I want Slay. And I also need to recall that my export settings are such that my exports are at 10x. So this coordinate here with z of 1.215 meters, that's actually like 12.153. So I need to keep that in mind. So let's just call that 12 and give the player a little bit of more grace. Because where's the top of the hat that's relevant? Yeah, let's just give him 12. And I could do 13, I guess. Nah, 12. So we'll give the height box 12 vertically. Eeny, meeny, miny. Where am I? I got too much stuff down here. Went entity. Vertical size 12. Now the horizontal size. Oh, and the depth. The depth is important too, but that's not going to come into play for what we're doing today. I'm going to make the Slay the actual hitbox. No, let's be nice to the player. 4.5. Four and a half. Okay, let's just make it 4.5. No, this is full width. 9. It's 9. And then the full depth. Uh, 3.8 or 3.8. 3.8. 3.8 is a good number. So that's gonna be Santa's hitbox. Basically his gut for the most part. But that will also this will also be used to generate the center of Santa in 3D space, which will be projected down to center of Santa in 2D space. I will attempt not to do that, Shane. However, I will tell you that I have been having my daily dose of Metamucil, and I highly recommend it to everyone. I call it flushing your large intestinal cache. Anyway, oh geez, what was I about to do? The cursor, the Santa. Well, the Santa update routine is being called where? Somewhere. There's Santa draw. Where's Santa update? I know it has to be called some. There we go. Santa update is equal to true. And then position is fixed after the fact. Let's shift these guys down here. 6, 7, 8. And we'll see if the screen position is actually making some sort of logical sense. Ah! Line 7. What did I do on line 7? What? Okay, where's the actual error? Line 100. Oh, no, it's, I needed the namespace and I forgot to add it. Looks like that's what happened. Clean up, just in case. Panzer Dragoon Orda. It made it into the list. Not all the songs are stream suitable. Ah, jeez. Okay. Vector 3D was not 127. Same issue, no namespace. Pop this over here. Maybe I should just add the namespace in and done with it.
Yeah, I was going to say you can also declare a local namespace so you don't have to type all that.
I could. I'll do that next time. I figure I was
basically do it more than like twice. That's worth doing.
Yeah, I know. I thought I was going to exercise better discipline in terms of like knowing where everything is. I forced myself to constantly look at where these items are located. But now I'll fix it. Make it less annoying. All right. So the screen position for Santa. That looks wrong. Positive X. Negative X. Positive Y. Positive Y at least makes some sense. But like, I mean, I'm not crazy, right? Why is right screen position negative for Santa? Like, it's behaving right, but I don't understand the math. Okay, is there some documentation on the projection? Because position on screen. Is the whole thing rotated? Because it'll still. Okay, let me go into Paint and try to, because I mean to someone who hasn't dealt with like a some linear algebra type nonsense, or even three-dimensional calculus type nonsense, it might not seem like a big deal, but for me, it is really throwing me off the fact that we have this presumably right-handed system, right? We got X, Y. I hate you so much, people. Let's grab arrows. X, Y. And let's do like Z going off into the distance. So normally you expect this. Really? What font size is that? Like freaking 2? X, Y, Z. Okay, it is a standard right-handed system, right? X cross Y generates Z forward. So this is the 3D space that's like Saturn default. So your screen should have X right, Y down. Now, just to refresh. Right? Santa's screen position is being reported as left is positive, right is negative. However, going up is positive, going down is negative. So if we draw that, what we're getting is the screen position is X. Let's not draw there. Let's draw there. X. And I said up is positive for Y, right? Y. Z. Okay. So we have negative X. Positive Y up. Generating Z forward. Now this is still a right-handed system because that's how I generated the Z. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is getting late. Good night, Shane. But this is absolutely not how I expect screen space to work.
It seems like a math error because I'm pretty sure that right is positive and down is positive. Then,
okay. Let's, here's the thing. I'm giving it the position in 3D space with one minor offset, right? In the Y direction, and that's just the Y direction. It shouldn't affect X. It's being written into screen position right? And that's the only time it's getting updated is just with this function right here, project to screen, and then it's just being printed out. X and Y. And it's reporting something that looks like this. Yeah, the chat boxes are kind of overrated.
I'm not sure what's wrong, but your intuition is correct that it's abnormal. It shouldn't. Yeah, left-handed system.
Well, I mean, it's potentially still a right-handed system, but like the way you normally think about it, it feels like a left-handed system. It feels like it's jeez. It feels like it's doing. Let me clean it up. Yeah, it feels like it's doing this, a left-handed system. Because then the Z priority... No, the Z priority still kind of makes it a right-handed system, but whatever. The point is like, you don't expect X to go off to the left. But the alternative is to, manually fix it by negating these things.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the Saturn documentation. I am pretty sure that X is always to the right.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, it's insane to not have it to the right? Is there a project? I don't think there's a project. I think it's something that's in SRL.
No,
but, yeah.
It's in, like, the VDP1, like, hardware manual somewhere.
Oh, okay, in terms of, like, screen space. Yeah, and that's something, like everyone seems to have a different understanding of Saturn screen space. Which is wacky to me, because like the Saturn screen space is like the natural translation from 3D back into 2D. No, not you. I'm just looking for the first picture that makes sense. Show me some arrows. Show me your coordinate system. Come on.
It must be earlier.
Earlier? Well, I mean, there's not much earlier than, Sega.
It's one of the first pages, I think.
Introduction, color calculation, MSBs. I mean, we're getting kind of in the weeds if we're talking about MSBs before we're talking about coordinate systems.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is the closest you get, but it doesn't label the axes. Oh, here we go. The drawn from specified. Right in the X direction and down in the Y direction, which is exactly...
Yeah.
Did I close out paint? I hope not. Ah, man. I think I did. Well, just imagine that graphic is still open. But, X in the right direction and Y in the down direction with the right-hand rule generates Z in the forward direction, which is exactly what you expect.
So, I think you might have a math error somewhere, because that's my understanding. Okay. It's working, but something is backwards. And then you're negating it somewhere else, so it works.
If there's a math error, it has to be in project to screen, because again, I'm also reporting the 3D coordinates. No, that's something that's here. So here, if you see the position, like the first line up here, the Santa's position is at -30. When you run that position is just pause X over here, over in Ya, right? Jeez. You see Santa's 3D position is -30X. When you project it onto the screen based off its distance from the camera, it should return a negative number that's much, much larger because of its distance from the camera. But it's projecting positive direction. It's treating the screen position as it's positive on the left. When I move Santa all the way over to the right, his real 3D space is on the right, is positive X. And his screen position is in the negative. Now, if I go up, right? Up on the screen should be negative Y space. Now, it's not here. And part of that is the way I'm drawing things. So, really, the Santa, like, we're kind of... It's not a left-handed system, but it is kind of like a reversed system. the way that the Santa is set up. But at least that's in agreement with this. Now here's an alternative hypothesis. I've set up my camera incorrectly, right? Now everything is visually working the way I kind of expect it to, but and I'll show you what I did here because it took me a while to get this thing to behave in the way that I like. You can drop this thing down. Oh, jeez, there we go. The camera location, the camera target. In theory, the camera should be looking from behind, from the -E direction, but I have it looking from in front, which might be causing some weirdness. Let me have it look from behind, but then I'm going to probably lose Santa. Because I have the camera set at -75 now, looking towards 0. Santa should be on the 0 plane. Come on. I've probably lost Santa by doing that. Oh, no. Santa just got turned around. Now, so here's the thing.
It does kind of fit with the coordinates being backwards.
Yeah, the coordinates are being treated as if he's backwards. Now, this could be the order in which I'm, doing the rotation. So I'm generating the stack of X, Y, Z, then rotate, or then translate. So basically, translate them first, or rotate them first, and then we translate it. And I base the X, Y, Z off of. Let me pull up a rotation matrix. Rotation matrix. All right. I've already donated. Am I not logged in? Oh, gee. Okay, let me, Really? There we go. Stop bugging me about donating when I've already given you guys money. Right. Is it this one? Which one did I base it off of? Yeah, you can just do whatever. Jeez. Right. Now I forget which one I did. Well, we can always cross-reference. Because I have, let's suppress that for a minute. Just go away. Just clicking it doesn't suppress it? Okay. That suppresses it. Alright. Jeez, because I do have a rotation scheme set up somewhere. I did. Jeez, where did I put it? There we go. Here's my rotation scheme. Okay, so I have and let's just cross-reference this. Let's look at line A, right? CA, CB, CA, SB, SC, minus SAS or CC, and then line 3, CA, SB, CC. Okay. All right. Now, let's go back here. So then, rightmost is the first transform applied. Similarly, when you add a rotation matrix to the stack, the last one that is added is the first one that is applied. So we rotate by X, and then Y, and then Z to do the full rotation. And then we translate him by his position. Now, I have that as a negative translation. Is that incorrect?
That seems like maybe your problem is the negative translation.
Okay. Let's try that. And also maybe when we instantiate our Santa, we need to turn him back around. So where do I...
The way you had it.
What?
The way you had it before.
Yeah.
For camera.
No. No, the camera... I want the camera to operate correctly in this format. Okay. But the other thing is the angle around Z... No. Y. Y is up. The angle around Y should be 180. He needs to be facing the other way by default. I'm gonna have to fix the update routine because it's gonna turn him right back around again. But yeah, the update routine is probably gonna have him facing backwards still because of the math I had to do before. But at the very least, let's see if this changed anything. No, now we can't even see him. Oh, there he is.
But you didn't change. You left your camera turned around backwards.
Okay, no. So there's a couple things happening here. One is Santa needs to be rotated 180 degrees. So let me fix that. And also, the limits, the Y position limits, need to be negated.
It looks like you're left and right, or at least in the right direction in the debug.
Yeah. It's the Y. So here's the thing: Santa's position is being filtered by limitations I put on him. Let me see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sign flip them so that he stays on screen. Similarly, his angle no longer... Okay, so... The angle itself from about the y-axis no longer needs to be adjusted by 180 because he's already there. Let's see if that fixed most of what's going on. Okay, and we'll address the cursor. You know, Trivago. Wait, Trivago. What are you talking about? Oh boy. Oh, okay. You guys are still getting commercials on Twitch. Yeah, the update filtering here. You know what? I will just let me just take off the guards on his position. But his angle about Y should be... I mean, the X angle shouldn't have to do anything with it. The angle about Y... That's the delta. Y angle and... That's his actual angle right there. So here is the limit of the angle that he can undergo at 180. Let me just recompile and run real quick. Just there's a couple things. Commercials are good for me, but you know, it's still kind of weird to even have commercials on Twitch. Oh, jeez. Is it building or what? Okay. Phantasy Star Universe always overstays its welcome with the soundtrack. Santa, where are you? Let's get Santa back onto the center. Oh, his Z position has not been filtered. No, that needs to come back. In fact, let's filter his X and Z position, and then we can play with Y as necessary. Okay. Santa, where are you? You started at minus 25. You gotta head down to... Oh! Oh, hey, we're back! Okay. So, the X limits on rotation are not working as desired. Okay, we need him... Come on. There we go. Oh boy. Okay, so we gotta rewrite the X, because he's actually traveling in his own local forward direction, which is part of the problem. Here. Okay, when I press the up button, he should be heading down, which is a positive X axis rotation. Right? No. Wait. When I press up, he should be undergoing a negative X axis rotation. Or delta. So he should be heading down. And up. Into position. Okay, let's do it this way, because I keep forgetting where I'm at. Minus 100 and 0, and that should then work. Because if it's less than the negative, it will clip the negative. If it's greater than the positive, it'll clip to positive. Okay, so this will keep him on screen, and the angle stuff is still throwing everything off, because I had to do some 180 magic to deal with the branch cut. So let's restart this from first principles. Okay, when I press up on the D-pad, I expect him to start heading down. So that entails an X-axis rotation. That's index 0 on the angle. And down is a negative rotation. So if I want up, I want to head downward with the limit of maximum. So maximum in terms of whatever my current X angle limit is. So like he can't be more than downward rotation is negative. He can't be more than this. Minus whatever that is. So if he's already at here... Oh, that should be a min, actually. No, wait. No, that's the maximum because this is a negative number. So that negative number is going to clip it. Alright. So if this is a negative number, so the maximum is, I'm pressing down, he's going to rapidly approach down from the positive direction, or if he's already at the limit, this term will go to 0, and that 0 is going to be greater than the negative number. Similarly, the minimum over here will work in the reverse direction from the positive limit. Okay, now when I press left, I want him to actually turn to the left, and that is, we have the y-axis is finally down again. So left is a negative rotation, so a negative rotation should follow the same logic from above, and a positive rotation going to the right should follow the same logic from the second line. Alright. Let's see if I'm completely wrong. I need to get back into Blue Burst Ultima or something like that, episode 4. I did a lot of Dreamcast PSO, but I just by the time I unlocked the Ultimate, I had done everything I cared to do in PSO, and then I wanted to go and do the other episodes. Oh boy, no, this is definitely not what I wanted. I'm holding left, and he is turning in the correct direction, but he's not getting clipped. If I hold right, well, he's getting clipped, but he's looking in the wrong way. Up. He's rotating the wrong way, and he's going off screen. Down. He's not getting clipped at all when I go down, and he's doing some weird stuff. Because the angles are not getting clipped correctly. Okay. Shoot, I should have paid attention. Because that branch cut is probably killing me right there. That branch cut, I think, was, I had to do that 180 correction both times. Okay, angle. Angle. 25. Yeah, it's the branch cut is going past 0. Right. Similarly with Y. Minus 35 and... Yeah, there is no negative 35, so the negative is actually a nonsense thing. Yeah, thanks, Us. You know what? As soon as I fix this, I'm probably going to call it for the night, because I also have work in the morning. I appreciate everyone coming in for, a kind of like late Sunday night stream, especially on Mountain Time. If you guys got to go, you got to go. I appreciate people sticking around for the commercials, at least. See if that generates anything for me. Probably get a surprise PayPal, something or another. While people are kind of winding down, I do want to remind everyone, again, about Magic Knight Fredrickson's GoFundMe for his family while he is fighting stage 4 cancer. So please give that a looky-loo if you haven't already. Oh, look at you, person who's burning all of this leave at the end of the year. I'm saving mine up. Hopefully I'll be giving a talk at MegaCon with 7 Shades, but we'll see if that happens. But if not, I'll still be at the Starcade with Shane, helping to run the charity for Harmel Hospital for Children. Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. The branch cut. So the branch cut is where you go past 360 degrees, go back to 0. So because of that... And I had this handled before, and I got rid of it because I thought I had reversed that. We need to add 180 to the X angle. That's not negotiable. The Y, however, Santa's facing the wrong way. He's also in the wrong position, so let me fix that real quick. Santa, where are you at? Santa, where do I declare you? There you are. Yeah, you should be at minus 25. Now let's see. Before I touch anything, I'm probably not fast enough to. Oh well. Actually, I am fast enough to do this. Ho ho ho. En français. All right, let's take away the angle changing. Wait for that to run, and we'll see if Santa is truly in the correct direction or not. And if he's not, I will have to take steps to resolve that. Come on. So by default, Santa should be facing forward. Is he? Yes. Okay. So the default angle is correct, and his Y angle is 180. The X angle is 0. So 180. Let's keep the Y angle where it is. Right. That's 180. Now, X position. X position is no X space position, not X position as in me talking, although that is also happening. Rotation's about the X-axis. Yes. Okay. All right. So what we want, let's walk through the logic again. If I press on the left, we need to sorry, not at the left. If I press up, we're doing inverted controls, so Santa should start heading down, and heading down will entail a negative rotation along the X-axis. So by default, we want negative, and we guard that with a maximization for something that goes to 0. So X angle this minus X angle FXP X limit. So it's not minus 25, it is 180 minus 25. So let's do 180.0 minus 25. Okay, that 180 minus was it minus or plus? Because if I'm undergoing a negative rotation, right? So 180 minus 25. Okay. Oh no, not 180, not 180. We have added 180 to that. So we're pretending Santa's at 180 when he's not. He's at 0. But the branch cut forces us to do math along 180. So we're shifting it over 180. When we do a negative rotation about 180, we will get from minus 25 down. Oh, what is this? Double. Up. Boss machine steered me wrong. Tut tut. I gotta declare it as a fixed point. Okay, so the 180 minus that'll get us our negative extension or negative limitation there. So this term is as far as we can go in the negative rotation direction, and this is the distance from where we actually are, adjusted by 180 degrees. Then we divide that by 16, and that's like our limiting speed there, angular speed. And so once that approaches 0, once that gets more positive or smaller in magnitude than this angle limitation of 2 degrees. I mean, it should, the compiler should automatically convert. I mean, the IDE doesn't know that, but the compiler does know that all floats at compile time get converted to fixed point. But no, the IntelliSense is not going to pick that up. Okay. All right. So, we start with a minus 2 degree per frame default, and that will start. Once this distance between the maximum negative extent and where I'm currently at, starts to shrink below that number, that is where we're clipping that off because it's a maximization. Okay. So then we can copy the same logic over here with minimization by saying this plus maximum angle minus where I'm currently at. Guarded against that. So now it's at +2, but once this number gets small enough, it's going to start approaching 0, and it's going to pick the minimum of those two values. Yeah, that I feel good about. Let's go over to, well, let's just test along X just to make sure that I did it correctly. Jeez. C++ compilation is so slow. Ooh, I like this. What is this? Another Sonic 06 bop. Okay. 0 and okay, let's cut Santa off somewhere around -50. But also the rotation appears to be in the wrong direction. Did I do my am I going crazy? When I press down, he should be heading upward. He is heading upward, but his rotation is let's well, I mean here's a quick way of fixing that. And then okay, let's put him at 50. I'll let it go past 50. I don't know why. I thought I had this done already, but now I'm doing it correctly because I was doing some backwards camera math, which is why everything was getting weird. Santa, you're killing me. The rotation's right, the displacement's off. Let's try that again. All right, when I press up, that's the cursor. We'll fix this correctly later, but the update. Where do I update his position? Santa, where is your position being updated? Update is true. Your angle. Oh, no. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so he should have a forward vector. His forward vector determines which direction he starts heading in. Of course, I'd go back after the fact and fix it so that his position is 0, but his forward vector is determining what direction he's heading in. Now, this forward vector is making an assumption that he's heading in the +z direction by default before rotation. He is not. By default, his model is facing backwards before I give him a 180-degree rotation. He has a default vector of -z. And therefore, before I do the rotation math, I need to do the rotation math on a -z heading, such that when the rotation is accomplished, or calculated, rather, he will be heading in the right direction. Because now the rotation matrix I'm applying onto his forward vector is not quite matching what we're seeing drawn. This is a boring song from a bad game with like one or two good. It's Sonic and Black Knight is one of the weird anomalies in Sonic where like the worse the game is, the better the music is supposed to be during that time period. And Sonic and Black Knight has very few redeeming qualities. The music is not among them. It's a little bit better. All right. Did we compile? We compiled. Let's run. All right. So, turn him around. Turn him around. Turn him around. There we are. That's a little high. I might put him a little bit lower. -40. Let's compromise and give him -45. Can do that. All right. Now that that has been solved. -45. Let us redo the same logic, except along the y-axis. Now, the y-axis, as we've already established, already has that 180 degrees built in because we've turned them around. So, what we actually want is the limit of... Oh, no, we still need to do this math. Okay. Because that's the limit of how far it can, be different from y. Okay. Ah, jeez. My clean code is getting very unclean very rapidly. Jeez, why are these things not even lining up in terms of color? Oh, probably because Okay, we'll fix that in a second. Okay. There we go. I like the color coding. Color coding on the parentheses really, really helps. Okay, so we want to turn left. Turning left when the y-axis is pointed down entails a negative rotation. So the negative rotation logic should be the same as for the up. No, really? Is that right? But no, up is a positive rotation. No, what am I doing? Written right that way. Okay, and then down is a negative rotation, left is a negative rotation. Let's do that. So the delta here is, okay, y angle fxp. Yeah, y angle fxp does not need the 180 degree adjust because it's already defaulted there. So let's try that. And if this works, that's what we're going to call it for the night. Oh, no, there's one more quick thing I can do. Because now we have Santa's position in screen space. And we can do the thing I actually wanted to do, which is have Santa follow the cursor and not have it coincidentally go in the same direction as the cursor. It's very important for a Star Fox-like game. You have that drag happening. I think Santa can go a little bit further on the right. I think we need to, like, the 45 was a good call. I think 30 could actually be 35. All right. Well, that's working. Now, the follow speed is a little low. I could bump that up, and that is actually a constructor parameter, which is nice to have. Okay. Santa, you are... Well, actually, he's not being limited by this screen. No, is he? Yeah, he is. He's being limited by the screen. Let's give him 35. But very soon, that's not going to matter. 7. Oh, wow. I didn't expect you back. Well, it turns out that my cam... So, it's actually kind of hard to explain because it doesn't make sense. The weird math that was happening was because I was trying to compensate for the fact that my camera was in front of where it was looking, but still... It's so weird. Okay. I had my camera on a positive Z position looking towards 0. I had Santa, I believe, also in a positive Z, or no, at 0. But I was treating the whole system as if the camera was behind Z as opposed to in front of Z. Now, I recall doing that. I don't recall what technical limitation led me to make that decision. But now I fixed it such that the camera's behind Z. I've turned all of the coordinate systems back into regular right-handed screen space coordinates positions that you expect. So now Santa's screen position is what you expect it to be. Save for the fact that, I mean, the the Santa position doesn't quite match up with the coordinate position. That's throwing me off a little bit, actually. So presumably, Santa's let me just double check real quick. When I write left, that is Santa angle. Oh no, where's cursor position? Cursor position. I should print cursor position. Not you. You know what? Let's. You can go away. I'm done with you. You need to close so that I can print out my cursor's position. All right. Cursor, 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 cursor. There you are. Let's do 10 and 11. It is looking good, and the logic makes a little bit more sense. Wait, I only needed one line. All right. Let's just make sure that the I mean the cursors. It's hard to. Oh, you know what? I know what happened, and it's the same coordinate position error, or not? It's not an error really in this case, but the same coordinate position mistake got repeated. So, no, that's actually right. Because the position is like from the bottom of the chord, the bottom of the. Okay, so the position of an entity is designed to be anchored at the bottom center, quote unquote, face of the cubic structure, you know, around the entity itself. So in Santa's case, his bottom center, basically like the 0 position of that Blender file, we need to offset it upwards, but upwards from our perspective is -y, so this should be correct actually. And then it gets written to screen space. Anyway, let's run with Mendefend and see what's going on there. Because Santa's screen space position and his actual position should, I mean they correlate right now, but here. Okay, by left and right actually meant X and Y, but you know, whatever. So Santa's screen face position is currently 73, and that's probably because he's being limited. Okay, I'm actually happy with that right there. Let's see how he gets to the top of the screen. See, that's the part that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. His screen space position around, let's just call it 0, right? Like around here-ish. His 0 and my 0 are completely different, despite the fact that his screen projection should be happening. So, what's up with that? Because his negative position is correlating very well with the or sorry, his downward position, right? It's like if I put the cursor around 73 or whatever he's at, they basically agree. When I put the cursor at the top of the screen, the cursor is at -88, but he's reporting a position of like less than -10. Or sorry, greater than -10 if you're talking about sign errors. Basically -9. He's saying he's at -9 here, but the cursor is at -88. I put the cursor to the left. It should be at -128. He's at -129. Close enough. Plus 129, close enough. So something about the... What is going on? Well, he's not quite following. Oh, that's right. I need to make Santa actually follow. I haven't made Santa follow the cursor yet, but I can't make Santa follow the cursor if they don't agree on the coordinate system. So I need to find out why Santa's screen space is at -9 when it should read as -80 something. Is it because the camera position is different? Should I subtract the camera's location from that update? Or add to it, rather. When I get his... When I do the update, right? The camera is already offset by minus 25. Camera is not at Y0, no. I can put it at Y0. I can put it at Y0 and probably quickly resolve this issue for everyone involved. And now I just have to... The Y limitations... We're going from minus 45. Let's do like plus minus 22. Right? But then the One Direction did agree. So it's going to make it even weirder now in that respect. Come on. Go back and play more Sonic Adventure. I've been raising Chow. Alright. His screen position is being reported as 22. Did I pull the wrong thing? Here's cursor. What about screen? Oh, I should probably fix this. This is X and Y. And some spaces there to wipe the extra stuff. Santa's cursor position is being reported in the... Save this. Position, screen position. His screen position is being reported as the screen position. The screen position being that. Right? Okay. So then what? Why is he saying 22? Okay, so here's basically where Santa should like agree, roughly. All right, Santa should agree with the cursor basically here. He's basically right on top of it. It should be very little difference. 129, 128 correlate very well. 68 and 22 do not correlate well at all. So what's going on here? Why is his X coordinate so far off? And also, what happens when I go up? Or his Y coordinate rather, right? So his X coordinate, pretty bang on. His Y coordinate, my 70 some or whatever, my 60-ish to 70-ish, is corresponding with his 22. And then my having him at, let's call it like minus 50 or minus 60 or so, right? Minus 50, minus 60, what have you. That cursor position should be basically minus 80, so it should be close. Like, it should be basically the same kind of agreement we're getting with the other axis, like within a 1 or 2 digits. Right? Because, like, anywhere on the screen, if I get the cursor to overlap with Santa, it'll roughly agree with what he's supposed to be doing. Right? So, like, yeah. And you can, like, pause and screenshot or whatever. But the y-axis... The y-axis, for some reason, refuses to line up. It's the screen projection along y is not seeming to do the thing that we expect it to do. And shifting the camera to 0 doesn't really seem to do anything. Like, this is the closest I can get it. Is like minus 60 versus minus 88. Those are two very different numbers. Because minus 60 is somewhere around here. He's way above that. Alright. Okay, it could be the offset. Right? So let's try that. So this offset, his size. Let's do this. It's offset by 0 for now. And see, the offset by 0, his center coordinate will actually be the bottom of the slide, basically. Like right under his butt. His butt is center coordinate. So if I can get the cursor to line up with his butt or whatever, why do you do this to me? Why do I do this to myself? Let me use that freaking namespace. Where's math types? Yeah, let's just import. Yeah. That probably means I need to import SRL. Okay, so if my offset is set to 0, then the bottom of the sled should basically be where the projection point is being calculated. And it could just be my offset is just horrifically wrong. Maybe. I would hope. If that's not it, I think I need to throw in the towel for the night because it is getting late, and I'll bug Rami about it in the morning. Come on down. Okay. That is a lot closer in agreement. Okay, so the offset was the issue. Yeah, okay, so then I gotta figure out what my offset actually is, because it's clearly not that. Let's, okay, now let's go back into my export script. So now we're going to go back and look at the 3D stuff. All right. So, oh boy, flashbang. So Santa's being exported in the NYA file converter with a scale of 1.0, but the object export itself, which I closed down again, the object export was at 10. Okay, let's, in fact, what I can do is just for sanity, we can open up the object itself, which is what would be red. Oh. There we go. It's screening, grades of views. Can you... Does anyone actually use this thing to actually do anything useful? I thought it was going to open up in Blender. I guess not. Ooh, Trick Track is a favorite. Blender 5, come on. I need to uninstall these extra Blender versions. Alright, open. But open or import? Might be import. Import. Just for... Oh boy, I hate that it does that. Just, I'm in a location. Be in the location I'm in. Come on. There we go. Let's just do Santa 1. Alright. Okay, edit mode. Let's view on viewport settings. There we go. Stats and face orienting. All right. All right. So that offset is -4-ish. I mean, well, kinda. Okay. First off, let's get rid of the cube because that's just confusing. So this is what's been exported, and it's imported at a 1 scale or converted at a 0 to 1 scale. I keep tripping over my words. Essentially, this coordinate system is exactly what should be in Saturn fixed point format. So what I established was that I wanted this -12 or this 12.1 or whatever 12.153. That's my size. So I set it as minus 12, right? So, the size that I decided on when I imported it was, where's my Santa? Right, 12 along Y. That's the size of the hitbox. Okay. Now, right now I don't have any hitbox logic yet, but it should be 12, which means the offset should be Y. It's in the more negative direction. It should be minus. Minus size divided by 2. So, here. I had a bit shift there before. I don't trust it anymore, so I'm going to divide by 2. But integer division is still pretty fast. So let's see if that is the issue. And if that is, and if that's not the case, if that doesn't fix it, what I'll end up having to do is I'll have to re-export all of these models with their centers at true 0. I prefer not to have to do that because it gets very awkward with editing in Blender, but, you know, you do what you gotta do. Alright, Santa. That's pretty good agreement. Okay, up. That's, come on. Okay. Around there. No. So the center point is basically like the top of his gut or whatever. And that's, I'm going to call this roughly good enough agreement. And then, but it is getting kind of late. Now, you know, people are already dropping off because it is late on a Sunday night. What I'll do is I'll say this. Let's cut it off for tonight, and then hopefully, no promises, but hopefully tomorrow night, we can do some cursor following, and then I want to do some Blender stuff, because I got a couple more models I want to make for this game. There's 6 enemies in the original GalaXmas. I want to get all 6 of those enemies back. In fact, I will show you guys, as we close out the stream, some of those 6 enemies. Right? And it turns out the problem was the bit shift, so I gotta complain to Host Machine tomorrow. That bit shift threw something off, it made it not work, and the offset was wrong, but when I just went with division by 2, it worked again. Anyway, let's go through some of the enemies, right? We got the Wreath, right? And it's just a Christmas wreath that's evil. We got the Dark Hat, fun little guy. Just a Santa hat with an evil spirit in it. What else we got? And these are all already exported for Saturn, so they'll draw on the Saturn. The Snow Demon. This one could cause me some issues because I need the lighting effects to work correctly, which means no lighting effects. I need this to be flat lit, and it's gonna be meshed. 7, I appreciate everything you do, and hopefully I'll be able to see you at MegaCon. Right. So this will be like, you know, this is the level 6 enemy that gave everyone problems. I found a video of some guy getting to level 6 on round 2 of GalaXmas, which I didn't think people could do. I was very impressed. Let's see, who else we got? The Ghoul. It's a ghoul tree kind of thing. I mean, Yule is a time of year, not a wood, but people associate with wood. I just like the term. And I got to make the Yeti and the Rain Doom, so we'll do that next time after we get Cursor Follow. But Cursor Follow is essentially going to take the projected Santa point that we have in 2D screen position and have it essentially track towards screen position by adjusting its angle accordingly. And so it's gonna take a little bit of weird math to convert between those 2 different bases, but it'll be fun. And if not tomorrow night, sometime next few nights. So, with that said, thank you everyone for coming on. I realize this is a late stream. Hopefully tomorrow night we can do... the thing is, Emerald Jr. is going to this whole through the bedtime routine thing, so it's kind of hard to do it at 7 like I normally do. So I'll figure something out. And, you know, New Year's Eve is coming up, right? When's that? Oh, shoot! Let's shoot for Wednesday. do a little bit more dev stream on Wednesday, because I mean, I know some of you guys have lives. I'll tell you right now, I don't. Like, once Emerald Jr. goes to bed, I just play Sonic Adventure and whatever. You know, finally did Platinum for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Or not Rebirth, the first one, Remake. Got Platinum on that. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. You know, in concept, we didn't really get a lot done compared to what I thought I already had done, but it turns out what I had done was wrong, and it's important to spend the time to do things right. So, you know, appreciate all you guys having the patience to see me do, you know, undergrad level matrix math again and again and again. I'll see you guys next time, hopefully on New Year's Eve. Good night, everyone.